All right, guys. I'm sitting here waiting on somebody to come unload some stuff in Florida. I've missed my appointment in Mobile, so I decided to answer some YouTube questions. Number one, if you were rich, would you buy a sex robot? Would you actually have sex with it or just use it as conversation piece? Guys, this is a little too corny, but I got nothing else to do. So I guess I'll go ahead and answer the question. The name sex robot to me sounds too mechanical. Now, if you told me it would be a living, breathing person that was, I don't know, had a computer that controls the brain or something, that basically this person would be my friend, honestly, I still wouldn't do it, because I'm not that much of a shallow person, you know. Either give me the real thing or I don't want it at all. That's the kind of person I am. I don't want something that's programmed to like me. No, I don't like that. Hope that answers your question. There was another question. If you meet someone you are physically interested in during this pandemic, how long do you keep your mask on? Do you throw caution to the wind, or do you wear the mask even after all your clothes have been removed? Okay, that has crossed my mind. When I first meet somebody, I wear a mask, but after a while, you know, I guess if I see them again, I would take the mask off or whatever. These glasses, I gotta get some new glasses. I don't plan on meeting nobody, so that will be my answer. Okay, guess I'll go ahead and erase that so I won't run into that one no more. All right, how much money do you make off? That was a dumb idea. How much money do you make off YouTube plus your job? Last year, first of all, the year before, I made 4,100 off YouTube. Last year, I made just under 6,000 off YouTube. My job last year, I'm not gonna tell you what I made in my job. What happened with the woman you tried to get with 8 years that you said was bossy? Oh, after 8 years. What happened to the woman that I was talking to? Okay, my friend, my gay friend, deliberately sent her the video. And she saw it and she became extremely angry with me. So she's not talking to me. I don't give her. You know, I honestly don't care. You know, I mean, if you sold, and the thing is, anything I said about her was not a lie. Nothing I said about her was a lie. Everything was the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, oh well. Oh well. How much money do you make off YouTube? Oh, plus, oh no, that's another of the same question. I don't know. Why the hell you got rid of that Tahoe? Those are good, very good cars. Okay, why did I get rid of the Tahoe? Okay, I took the engine out. First of all, it was water in the oil. All right. So I took the engine out, rebuilt it, found out that the heads were cracked. So I put new heads on it, put the engine back together. But before I put the engine back together, I'm like, I tell people all the time, if you want to make horsepower, Don't worry about cold air intakes. Don't worry about throttle body spacers. Don't worry about headers. Don't worry about bull crap. Install a cam. So I decided, well, I'm going to install a cam. I installed the cam. The engine did make noticeably more power, but I was having problems tuning the engine. I had never tuned the engine before with a computer. I was making headway. I've gotten a lot better because at first I had a problem with the engine idling, but I got rid of all that. But I was spending money paying for a storage unit. And I had decided to buy the F-150. After buying the F-150, I didn't care anything about the Tahoe no more. I mean, the F-150 was faster, smelled better, turned better, stopped better, burnt less fuel, and the Tahoe was none of that. And I just felt like I had really, really wasted a bunch of, not really wasted money because I learned a lot from it, but I was still putting money in it, and I was sort of kind of like about to go broke. You know, paying that extra $240 a month for the storage unit, paying $600 for the F-150, and still buying parts for the Tahoe. And I don't like being broke. I don't like having to ask people for money. I don't like that stuff. I like to be independent. A long time ago, a guy who I thought was my best friend, I asked him for some money one time, and he told me that a man should never ask another man for money. And I was like, okay. So I decided from that day I was going to make it where I never have to ask another man or woman for money. So I don't do that no more. I don't ask people for money. I don't ask to borrow money. If I need money, I make it some kind of way. I mean, right now I'm making enough money that I don't have to borrow money from nobody. And if push comes to shove, like I had to put a roof on my house, I didn't have $7,300, so I put it on a credit card. So hopefully if everything keep going the way it's going, I'm never gonna have to ask anybody for money. But I got rid of the Tahoe because basically I'm just tired of it. I was tired of it. And right now I have a bad taste in my mouth for a Tahoe. Any Tahoe, especially from like what, 95 to whenever 99 Tahoes, or even the 2000 limited. The 2000 limited looks like the 99. So basically I just can't stand Tahoes no more. But that's the reason I sold it, because I put a bunch of money in that truck. I mean, I put new heads, it was like $600. I bought a new cam, was like, I think it was just under 300, I think. New fuel injection spider was like 300. I put a bunch of money in that truck, and I was making headway. Oh, let me tell you, I just remember. The main reason I sold it was the transmission had started slipping again. And I think the reason the transmission had started slipping again was because I was power braking it trying to program that computer, and I got the transmission too hot. And I think I might have, I don't know, blew a seal or something because it started slipping. And I had rebuilt the transmission before the engine went bad. Then when the engine went bad, I took the transmission back out and went in there and replaced the 3/4 clutches, and I put it back in, and then it started to slip again a third time. If it was two-wheel drive, maybe I would have pulled it out again, but that transfer case is too much of a hassle. And basically, after buying the F-150, I just didn't care much about that Tahoe no more. All right, next question. Have thought about being an owner-operator? Yeah, I have. I don't want to be an owner-operator. I don't like driving trucks that much. Believe it or not, even though I've been doing it 14 years, I like driving for a company. When I get through with this truck, I park and I get out of it and I go home. Anytime something needs to be done, I write it up and give it to the leasing company, and they take care of the problem. So no, I don't want to be the owner operator. Another reason why, I mean, if you are an owner operator and you know somebody who's an owner operator, if they making a living, they happy, fine. That's good for them. I don't want to go through that. I see people on the side of the road and owner operated, broke down, and I might go do a delivery and come back 12 hours later, they still on the side of the road, broke down. Now, I'm not saying all owner operators are like that, but I don't want no part of it. What's the update on the Trailblazer? Because of the Volkswagen because of the Volkswagen Golf, I haven't really had a chance to do nothing but drop the transmission fluid, drain the transmission fluid out the Trailblazer. I may try to do something this weekend. I may, but I got a feeling my brother gonna call me because he having some problem with his truck, and I was supposed to went down there this past weekend, but I didn't go. Whatever. So that's what's up with the Trailblazer. Are you mad that you effed up your Trailblazer? I didn't F up the Trailblazer. And for some reason, people think because I left the balls out, that's what killed the transmission. No, that didn't kill the transmission. Some people say, well, how you know? Because I've rebuilt the transmission before. The Tahoe is the same transmission as in the Trailblazer. Now, you can't put one in the other, but it's both of them are 4L60E, so it's the same transmission, right? I didn't tear that transmission up because the balls fell out. What caused the pump to go? I don't know. I find out when I take it apart. Why do you think the F-150 EcoBoost is better than a V8? Cause the fact is, a V8 F-150 is way better than your EcoBoost. Get the same fuel mileage too. You know, it's really easy to tell people who read forums or people who haven't driven certain vehicles. Guys, I am so glad I rented that 2019 F-150 with the 10-speed automatic transmission. You know, my truck has got a 6-speed automatic. The 10-speed automatic F-150 with the 5.0, it got about 15 miles to the gallon. It might have been 15 and a half, but I think it was 15 miles to the gallon. I think it was close to 15. Now, my EcoBoost, I don't think I've ever gotten less than 16 miles to the gallon. And I only got 16 miles to the gallon one time. I don't know what happened, but I haven't gotten 16 miles per gallon since. I just filled up the other day, and it was 17.5 miles to the gallon, mixed driving. And it was that low because I've been doing a lot of driving through the city. Normally it's about 18 or high 17. But getting back to it, if you, let me just go ahead and say it like this, okay? I love V8s. I love V8s, but I also love small V6 or small turbocharged engines. Why? Because it really feels good when you ride around in a full-size F-150 with a little bitty 165 cubic inch V6 twin turbo, and you can pull up next to a Dodge with a 5.7 Hemi and spank his ass through a red light. It really feels good. It feels good when you pull up next to a 1500 a Silverado with a 5.3 and you spank his ass from a red light. I love that. It feels good. And it also feels good when I can get pretty decent fuel economy with it. Some people say, oh, the 5.0 is going to last longer. The V8 is going to last longer. We don't know that because the 2.7 just came out. We don't know that. Some people, well, and if you look into the history, there never been a 2.7 in the F-150 with twin turbo. So you can't go by whatever engine that was put in a damn Dodge Caravan 20, 30 years ago. You can't go with whatever engine that was put in whatever turbocharged car 20, 30 years ago. The 2.7 is a different engine. It's not the same. Back then, they took 4 cylinders that wasn't designed for turbos and they added turbos to them. The 2.7 came from the factory with a turbo. It was designed to be a turbo engine. When you design an engine to be a turbo engine, you design it to be stronger than a non-turbo engine that was you threw a turbo on. So don't tell me about the V8 is going to outlast the 2.7. We don't know that because the 2.7 just came out. But this is also the reason why I bought a 2.7. And it's also the reason why I won't turn up the boost. I leave it stock. I use Motorcraft oil. I use Motorcraft filter. I take care of my 2.7 because I want to see, will it last 200,000 miles? We'll find out. Did your job give you a new semi truck? I see that you're in a Volvo. Yes, they gave me a new Volvo. And I've been meaning to talk about this Volvo. It's going to be in another video though, because I'm 15 minutes in this video. It takes a while to upload really large videos, and I don't feel like wait. But I will tell you this. The engine that's in this Volvo is smaller than the old engine that in that Freightliner. The Freightliner was a 14.8 liter. This is a 12.8 liter. It pulls just as good as the old engine because the turbo has got a lot of boost in it. You hear the turbo in this engine a lot more than you do in the older trucks. The older trucks were big engine, so the turbo didn't work that hard. This truck, the turbo worked harder. Now, some people say, oh, the turbo ain't gonna last because it's working harder. Maybe the turbo is designed to last because they know it's gonna work harder. Maybe they designed the turbo to last longer. We'll find out. I mean, I've never had a tractor and trailer to lose a turbo before. All the trucks I've driven. Now, I did, when I hauled propane, it was an international, I don't forget what year the international, the turbo broke on it. I'm driving down the highway, just minding my business, and all of a sudden, pow, the truck lost power. I mean, it actually popped. It broke the turbo in half. I mean, the damn turbo was sitting there shaking in half. But anyway, I haven't had a tractor and trailer to lose a turbo. My old truck had 430-some thousand miles. There's another driver driving it now. The truck before that was an International. It had 530-some thousand miles. I hadn't had a problem with it. The truck before that, I got used at like 300-some thousand. I took it up to about 600. It was a 2004 Freightliner. It never blew a turbo. But anyway, the Volvo, I like it. It's automatic. I don't like the seats. The seats are not as comfortable as they could be, but you know, what are you gonna do? The steering wheel, I wish the rim was thicker, and that's the reason why we should wear masks. You just saw me spit, right? What else? It rides better, smells new. Well, they always smell new when you first get them. What else I like about it? The mirrors in the back are too damn. I got videos of me doing the back. I just haven't uploaded them yet. And when is this man gonna come unload his stuff? Well, it ain't my fault. I did what I'm supposed to do. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy the questions. And if you're having them more, please give them. Give me something to talk about. Give me something. I mean, tell me what you want to talk about or whatever. I like the questions because the questions, again, they give me something to talk about. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And y'all have a good day. Bye. Hey, big booty, pretty black girl with them tight jeans on.